Find the gradient of the straight line joining A to B when A is 3, 4 and B is 5, 8. We know that gradient is m. The gradient is m equal y2 minus y1 x2 minus x1. In this question, y2 is 8 minus 4, x2 is 5, x1 is 3. So we got the 4 over 2 equal 2. So in this question, the gradient is positive 2. Find the x-intercept of x minus 2y equal 4. To find the intercept, you have to know about the condition. When the x-intercept y equal 0. So we substitute the number x minus 2y equal 4. This is x minus 2 times 0 equal 4. X minus 0 equal 4. X equal 4. So for the x-intercept, the coordinate is 4, 0. The gradient of the line joining 4, key to 6, 5 is twice the gradient of the line joining 0, 0 to 4, q. We want to find the value of q. In this question, we have two gradients. This is the first gradient and the second gradient. The clue is say that the first gradient equal 2 times of the second gradient, or twice the gradient. So this is 2 gradient, the second gradient. So for the gradient 1, we know that the gradient 1, y2 minus y1 x2 minus x1. y2 is 5, y1 is q over x2 is 6, x1 is 4. So the first gradient equal 5 minus q over 2. And then for this case, for the second gradient, we do the same thing, y2 minus y1 x2 minus x1. y2 is q minus 0, x2 is 4 minus 0. So we got q over 4. And then we connect to our expression, our equation. Gradient 1 equal 2 times gradient 2. The first gradient is 5 minus q over 2 times 2 q over 4. We cancel that we have a number to cancel. This is to be 2. This is 2, cancel also. We get 5 minus q, positive q. We're moving on the q. We get 5, positive 2q. And then we get q equal 5 over 2, or 2.5. Find the gradient of the graph. We know that to find the gradient, we have to notice at least 3 points. In this question, we recognize 2 points at least. The first is 3, comma minus 1, and the second is minus 1, comma 0. I think something wrong in this question. Look at that. This is the below side is minus and the upside should be positive. So this should be 3, comma positive 1. Should be 3, comma positive 1. To find the gradient, we know that m equal y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. We put let's say the x1 comma y1 is 1 comma 0, x2 comma y2 is 3 comma 1, y2 is 1, comma y1 is 0, over x2 is 3, x1 is 1. So we got 1 over positive 2. So the gradient is 1 over 2, or half. The roof of this garden set has a gradient of 0.35. Find the height of the set. Okay, let's say the set is here. This is the roof. This is the roof. This is the set. This is the roof. This is the height is 1.8 meter, and this is the base 1.5 meter. And the gradient of the roof is 0.35. This is the gradient. We want to find this height of the shed. We want to find this first because we don't know what is the height from this. Okay, since we know that the base is 1.5, so it's supposed to be 1.5 also. And then we're using the gradient principle. Gradient equal y over x. Y is the number that we want to know. X is 1.5. The gradient itself is 0.35 for y over 1.5. Y equals 0.35 times 1.5. So we calculated 0.35 times 1.5 equals 0.525 meter. So the height of the set is the total of the height 1.8 plus 0.525. So the height itself is 0.525 plus 1.8. So we got the answer 2.325 meter. Okay, this is the question of the line joining 3, p to 7, minus 4p is parallel to the line joining minus 1, minus 3 to 3, 7. Find the value of p. Since the line is parallel, meaning the gradient of both is same. So m1 equal m2, gradient 1 equal gradient 2. That was the parallel condition. The parallel is the condition where the two lines never intercept each other. Can you imagine the track of train? The track of the train is the application of the two parallel lines. The distance between the two lines must be same all the time condition. So they never intercept each other since the two of the line is parallel, and the measurement between the gap two line is always be same. Since we know that gradient 1 equal gradient 2, gradient 1 m1 itself is minus 4p minus p divide 7 minus 3. We got the minus 5p over 4. So for the gradient, the second gradient, 7 minus 3 over 3 minus 1. We got the 10 over 4. We simplify into 5 over 2. We got the connection, we got the relation. Gradient 1 equal gradient 2, m1 equal m2. Minus 4p over 4 equal 5 over 2. We cancel 5. And then we got the number minus p equal 4 over 2. Minus p equal positive 2. And then we multiply with the minus. We got p equal minus 2.